Welcome to Instant Replay presented by Cheez-It. Week 23 action in review and a lot of controversial calls, Bobby. Dynamo fans, we're not going to start with you, but we're going to get with you. That's because there were a lot of red cards against Sporting Kansas City. We are going to start with Atlanta-Toronto, where there are red cards as well. We start in the 9th minute when a Julian Gressel cross clearly hits Justin Morrow in the arm in the box. Referee Armando Villarreal says no PK, and I agree. The arm is down along his side, there's no time to react, and the hand doesn't move toward the ball. No handball, no PK.
I agree with everything you said there. Now let's get to the real controversy. The 51st minute, Toronto is up 1-0. Joseph Martinez goes to Alex Bono, he's taken down, and Villarreal points to the spot. Now, before I give my spiel, I want to hear what you have to say.
I think it's a penalty kick, and by the way, this was checked, of course, went to video review, and Villarreal stuck with the call, and I think he was right to do it, despite the fact that Greg Vanney was not happy about it. Yes, there might be a slight touch on the ball from Alex Bono. He says he got it, but I think the original touch comes from Joseph Martinez. I do think there's contacts arm to leg, which makes me think this is a PK and the right call.
There's two things I want to point out. Could Joseph get to this ball after his touch? Twellman on the broadcast said it wouldn't matter, but it does. We talk to pro referees every week and they say they factor that in. And two, Andrew, if we're around with a bunch of friends and someone makes a joke about a dive, don't they fall in the same way Joseph flops here? If we were to make a meme or a GIF of a player diving, wouldn't it be the exact same action that Joseph does here? Now, I don't blame Martinez for falling. I would probably do the same thing if a goalkeeper made contact with me, but that is the action of a dive, and therefore, for me, it shouldn't have been called.
But you admit there's contact, and that contact, for me, dictates the foul. That's a good PK. I also think Villarreal and his crew got it right in the 91st minute on Toronto's equalizer. Some of you said Toussaint Ricketts is offside, but I don't see that. At worst, he's even with the ball.
But Andrew, the fun didn't end with the final whistle. Chris Mavinga gets shown a red for the hands to the face of Leandro Gonzalez-Perez. But the question is, did Miguel Almiron cross the line with something he said to Mavinga?
Maybe it was something he said, maybe it was something he did. We're not quite sure, but go back and take a closer look here at this back and forth between the two players. What does this look like to you? We'll see what comes from this one, but a lot of you also tweeted us to say that Josie Altidore deserved a red card for violent conduct for hands around Miguel Almiron's neck. Get out of here with that one. Context is important. It's not on his neck really, more on his chest, and Almiron doesn't even react.
I'm with you, it looked way worse in the still picture than it did in the context of the live shot. So let's move on to the Houston game.
Ah yes, the Dynamo. Embroiled in so much controversy recently, and Christopher Pinso had his hands full in this game against Sporting Kansas City. We start in the 14th minute with an Alejandro Fuenmayor red card. Immediately, Pinso goes to the back pocket for this challenge on Gianluca Busio. Was he right to do that?
That was serious foul play from Fuenmayor. The angle that he comes at for this ball in the air, launching himself forward and not up, and the fact that he comes in with the elbow. I don't think he meant to use the elbow on Busio's head. He was more protecting himself, but the elbow still hit the head and brain area of an opponent, therefore endangering the opponent. So for me, it was the right call to give a red card.
I agree. Get that challenge out of the game. You gotta protect players in those vulnerable positions. Now let's fast forward all the way to stoppage time. By the way, Wilmer Cabrera saw ejection at halftime, and there will be two more for the Dynamo before the final whistle.
And at this point, SKC is up 1-0. It's all kind of confusing, so this is how it went down. It started with Ilie getting fouled and the tempers beginning to flare. SKC then takes possession upfield, and Diego Rubio fouls Adolfo Machado, and that's when the melee begins.
The Dynamo weren't happy. They thought he hacked him down, and Darwin Sarin enters into the brouhaha and puts his hand to the face of Diego Rubio. I know some of you are going to say that this is soft. Unless it's negligible contact, Darwin Sarin has to see red for violent conduct here, and I don't think this is negligible.
As this fracas is taking place, Houston tries to do the quick set piece. Elise goes down on the counter. When that happens, Tim Melia comes up and pushes Elise, and then there. You see that? Elise cocks his elbow and hits Melia in the head. Now, they don't see it in the moment, but VAR Daniel Radford gets in the ear of Penso, and after a couple minutes of review, they deem that Elise deserves a red card. And Andrew, I don't know how you could disagree with that.
Dynamo fans aren't going to be happy, but between Elise throwing the ball at Melia and striking him with the elbow, I think that's a clear red, and for me, all three were spot on. To Minnesota we go for a couple handball calls that split opinions. We start in the 57th minute when Francisco Calvo blocks this cross from Kelvin Leerdam, but take a closer look. That hit his arm on the back end. It's not called by Drew Fisher in live action, and then video assistant referee Katja Kroleva goes back and says, yep, you should take a look. Fisher does so, and he upholds his own call. No PK, he says, and I think he's right. That's the bottom arm. It's behind the body. Where can it go? It's a natural position, and the ball is absolutely smashed. Nothing deliberate here, and no PK.
Minnesota was up 1-0 on that one. Then they were still up 1-0 in the 89th minute, and a handball happened again. Roman Torres goes up for the header, and who is that? Miguel Ibarra. Well, Miguel Ibarra can't jump with Roman Torres, so what's he do? He throws his arms up, the ball hits it, and a penalty is called.
Well done here from Koroleva. She recommends a video review, and it's a good one. That's a PK. The game is tied 1-1, and then the Sounders would win in stoppage time.
Uno mas, and we go where else? But Orlando, where the controversy never seems to stop.
36th minute, Diego Fagundes is pushing his way to the box off a turnover. Here comes Christian Higuita, and well, there's no call here from Chico Grajeda with the Revs up 2-0, but I'm a little bit surprised by that, Bobby. This is a PK for me. For two reasons. One, the foot down below, and two, the arm across the chest. Combined, I think Diego Fagundes is taken down.
And that no call mattered because Orlando came back and tied it up 3-3. But after that game-tying goal, stuff happened.
Of course it did. This is instant replay, and hands to the face seems to be contagious this week. There was a scrum after a Dom Dwyer tackle. Yes, people were angry. And Yoshi Otun was in the middle of it. Now, this went to video review as well. VAR Rubiel Vasquez saw something here. What did he see? Let's slow it down, and it looks like Yotun goes hands to the face of Jalil Anibaba. Look at his head pushed back right there. Now, I have a hard time seeing this for sure. This is hard to see, but that's what producer Rich is here for. We slowed it down and zoomed in, and there you can see a clenched fist from Yoshi Yotun into the neck area of Jalil Anibaba. For me, clear violent conduct, clear red card, good use of video review. That's it for Instant Replay for Week 23. Big thanks to our friends at Cheez-It, and thanks to you for watching. We'll see you next time.